don't know if you're aware of this, but working in the entertainment field can be, well...
rough.
Wonderful, but really hard.
ridiculous. I mean, I love it, but everything about it is appealing.
Let's call it challenging.
It's sometimes a long time between jobs.
A long time.
And if there's no work, there's no money.
And no insurance.
Not good. And then you get a job and everything changes.
There's nothing better.
Until your show closes.
Or your TV show gets canceled.
Or the dance company folds.
Or you get injured.
It's a lot. It's a great business, except when it's not. The good news is the Actors Fund.
Oh my God, I love the Actors Fund.
Now, the first thing you have to know is that it's not just for actors.
Say it with me. It's not just for actors.
It's not just for actors.
If you work in film, television, or any of the performing arts, the Actors Fund is here for everyone in entertainment.
Everyone.
All of this is the Actors Fund.
They understand how bananas this business is.
Their programs are designed with entertainment professionals in mind.
They get it.
They are our safe place.
Our safety net. And they are completely essential to our community.
And not just for actors.
The Actors Fund.
For everyone, everyone.
Everyone.
Everyone in entertainment.
Hello, my name is James Renaud Iglehart, and welcome to the New Works Virtual Festival, a benefit for the Actors Fund. The Actors Fund is a 501 charitable organization that supports everyone involved in the entertainment industry. So, please make a donation if you can by texting 5678-GIVE to 56512 or go to theactorsfund.org/NWVFest. We appreciate your support, and now sit back and relax and enjoy the rest of the show.
My name is Sharon Warrick. Colorism is the notion that within a group of people, in particular within the African American community, that lighter skin is preferred over darker skin. That the lighter a person's skin tone is, the more valuable, the more attractive, the more worthy that that person is as compared to someone with darker skin. This idea, of course, stems from slavery, when there was a deliberate devaluation of blackness, and therefore one's life tended to get easier the closer that they looked to being white. This problem continues in our community. Every little black child, I dare say, particularly little black girls, learn very early that their skin tone, the particular shade of their skin, places them on some spectrum of value within our own community as well as outside of our community. And they learn this through names they're called, through attitudes that they see, through images that are projected on the media, through what's considered beautiful and what's considered ugly. So this chips away at self-esteem over time, and therefore can follow a child far beyond childhood and affect their adult lives as well. Additionally, the notion of colorism sort of feeds into the toxic idea that white supremacists still have today, and it makes us unwitting allies to their nonsense. And I think the biggest problem with it, though, is that within our community, it divides us. So at a time when we really need to be each other's greatest allies, we're still infighting. We're still placing each other at different levels based on something very arbitrary, such as skin tone. My play is called CUD'N HELEN Ain't Got No Color, and it explores this theme of colorism within an African American family. My hope is that the people who watch the play will recognize themselves in one of the characters, will use that as an opportunity to see their own behavior and to adjust it if necessary. Whether someone is the giver or the receiver of colorism, I'm hoping that watching the play will give them an opportunity to make some changes.
CUD'N HELEN Ain't Got No Color, written by Sharon Warrick. Act 1, Scene 1. It is mid-morning. The lights come up on Helen Laverne Jones, who paces back and forth in front of a small desk in her kitchen breakfast nook. She's crying silently with an occasional sniffle as she talks on the phone.
Harry, listen, I just can't say for sure right now. We'll come if we can, but I can't make a commitment. I know. Who's doing the eulogy? Reverend Peavy? Didn't you tell me he had a stroke that left him paralyzed on the left side of his face since last summer? Oh my goodness. Whose idea was he? Well, why in the world would Mama and Aunt Luby pick that old geezer anyway? Big Mama never even set foot in his church. Oh, Brother Jerry. I told Mama if she and Aunt Luby needed some help paying for this funeral, I would have been more than happy to contribute. Fine. I offered and I'm not offering again. Just let me know if they need anything, okay? I will see about us coming. You know, I wouldn't just skip Big Mama's funeral for no good reason. So I'll try. Okay? Linda will be coming, but I don't know about me. Listen, Jerry, I have to go now. Linda's still in bed, but I'll have her call you later today and let you know what time she'll be getting in. Yeah, I'll let you know whether or not we're coming. All right? Okay.
She hangs up the phone as her husband, Roger, enters.
Who is that?
My brother.
Oh, how you feeling, honey?
Lousy.
I know. We'll get through this, though. I promise you, we will.
I don't doubt it.
Your mother called earlier. You were in the bathroom.
Did she wake you? Roger, I'm sorry. I just cannot get that woman to realize we're 2 hours earlier than her. I'll call her back after a while.
She wanted to know when we were coming in for the funeral.
Well, I'll talk to her.
I went ahead and told her we'd come tomorrow. I just figured that would be easier on everybody since the funeral's so early, day after tomorrow. Is that okay with you, Laverne?
I guess you already made the plane reservations.
Yeah, I mean, I just figured that you and your niece would like to be with your mother and brother tomorrow night.
Did you at least ask Linda when she wanted to go?
She's been ready to go since we got the news. Oh, poor kid.
Kid? Linda is 18, Roger.
Yeah, but it's still really hard on her. And you're putting up a very brave front for her. I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
You know, baby, I really hate to be meeting your family for the first time under such sorrowful circumstances. I didn't even know your grandmother, and now I'm going to her funeral.
So? Down south, a lot of people go to funerals for folks they didn't know.
Well, that's not exactly my style, but it can't be helped right now. I know now, right? You going out soon, baby?
Yes.
Where you headed?
I have some errands to run for the party.
Oh, okay. Would you mind picking up my dry cleaning for me?
Sure.
Thanks, baby. You hang in there. We'll get through it together, all right? I love you.
Love you too.
Act 1, Scene 2. Helen Laverne picks up the receipts and stares at it. After a moment, she balls it up and throws it into the pile of papers on the desk. There's a knock at the kitchen door.
Hello in there.
Hey, come on.
Sup, girl? I'm bringing you this here tablecloth you wanted to borrow. And let me explain to you yet again how very much my mother-in-law paid for this little number. And if you mess it up, you know you will be replacing it, right? Preferably with an upgrade. Uh-oh, something's the matter.
Big Mama's funeral, it's this weekend.
You're having a rough time with her death, aren't you?
Of course, it's difficult to face the fact that she's gone. But my biggest problem right now is the prospect of having to go to Mississippi tomorrow.
Oh, the family thing, huh? And you just aren't having it, are you, girl?
I just do not want to go. I just don't. Why should I put myself through that?
But did you tell Roger how you feel?
Andrea, you know my husband. He didn't even ask me. Anyway, he wouldn't understand. He doesn't understand. He's so into his own family, he can't understand why I'm not into mine. But he needs to remember his family is nothing like mine.
Yeah, and you need to remember that he doesn't know your family.
So? He still shouldn't be on my back like he is.
On your back is not such a bad place for him to be, girl.
Well, I tell you, I have been going through hell since the minute we heard about Big Mama, and Roger automatically assumed I was going down for the funeral.
Well, pardon my saying so, but fine as your husband is, girl, I'll gladly go through hell and take a little detour to heaven as a side trip. Nice, deep chocolate brother, and you know my sweet tooth.
Shut up, this is not funny.
All right, all right. Well, let's say that you and Roger don't go. What about your niece? You know Linda wants to go.
Nobody's stopping her.
And what would you expect her to tell everybody about why you didn't come?
I wouldn't care what she told them. She could tell them I didn't come because I didn't want to come. She could tell them that I can't stand none of them and didn't want to set foot in the same state. I don't care. Girl, I'm just so pissed at my husband. Coming in here informing me that he made plane reservations for tomorrow. He didn't even ask me if I wanted to go. When I wanted to go, nothing. He's got a hell of a nerve.
Well, how is he supposed to know if you don't tell him?
He shouldn't have to be told every little thing. How would he like it if I planned an entire trip for him without asking him what the hell he wanted to do?
Laverne, babe, in all fairness, it's a reasonable assumption to make that you want to go to your Big Mama's funeral. I mean, I've known you for how many years now? 9, 10? You've only been telling me for all that time that you were so crazy about Big Mama. Big Mama just hung the moon. Big Mama, Big Mama, Big Mama.
He still should have asked me. Although I suppose I shouldn't blame Roger for all of it. I know my mother, and I'm sure she pulled that guilt stuff with him when she called here this morning. Oh, Mama can put on a grand show when she's trying to manipulate folks. She can cry on a dime, and I don't know anybody who can sound more pitiful than she can.
Laverne, her mother just passed away. I'm sure that if she was crying, it was for real.
Girl, please. Mama is just fine. She's the strongest person I know. Anyway, she wasn't all that close to Big Mama, and I doubt she's as bothered by her passing as she's acting.
So you'd really not go, huh?
In a heartbeat.
Well, you do what you want to, but from my standpoint, there's no reason not to go.
These people all call me Helen.
So?
So? That's not my name anymore.
Just tell them you go by your middle name now.
I hate Helen.
So you tell them to call you Laverne. No biggie.
Those ass-backwards folks, you can't tell them nothing. They're going to do what they've done for the past 3,000 years, and that is call me Helen.
Well, so they call you Helen for a day or two. What's the harm?
I refuse to be called by that disgusting name.
Yeah, well, it's country. I'll give you that. But disgusting? Oh, no.
I'm not putting myself through that.
Look, just tell your husband you don't want to go.
I don't feel like starting World War III up in here. Anyway, Roger doesn't listen to me. So what good it would do me to speak?
So what are you going to do? You better make up your mind pretty soon.
I'm going to be in for it regardless of what I do. It's a lose-lose situation. I hate my life.
Baby girl, you have got some major hangups. You know that?
Act 1, Scene 3. Linda enters.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, Auntie. How you doing, Andrea?
Do you have a lot to do? I was hoping you could help me here this afternoon.
Sure. What do you need me to do?
Well, I have a lot of running around to do, and somebody has got to pick up around here before the guests arrive this evening.
Yes?
Yes, you know, the reception and auction I'm hosting for that new painter, Taryn Garner.
Still having that?
About that.
You're still having that party?
Why would you think I wouldn't?
I guess I just thought that with Big Mama and everything.
Linda, Garner has nothing to do with Big Mama. He has toiled for months and months to finish the pieces for this debut, and I'm not going to disappoint him.
Okay, well, sure. I'll be glad to straighten up while you're gone.
Thank you.
Have you guys decided whether you're going to the funeral or not?
Regardless of what we do, don't worry. You're definitely going. Your plane leaves in the morning.
All right, Laverne, I better be getting back on home. I need to make myself beautiful, you know?
You do not have that much time.
Bite me.
I need to get out of here too. Hang on and I'll walk out with you.
How long are you going to be? What do you have to do?
Girl, please. My pale self cannot set foot out the house without the makeup. You know that. Give me just a minute.
I'm really sorry about your loss, Linda.
Thank you.
I'm sure your great-grandmother was a lovely person. I've heard a lot of wonderful things about her from Laverne, and it sounds like she was a great lady.
You really have heard about Big Mama? Mm-hmm. Auntie talks to you about the family?
Well, not the family. No, I didn't. No, Laverne doesn't talk about her whole family, but she has talked about Big Mama. And like I said, it sounds like she was a very special person.
She was. I'm really gonna miss her.
I know you will. Good memories do help, though. They'll bring you some comfort in the future.
I hope Auntie and Uncle Roger decide to come with me.
Yeah, well, who knows, right?
It'd be so good to be home.
Speaking of home, your aunt tells me that you're thinking about quitting college and staying in Mississippi.
Yeah. I haven't made up my mind yet, though.
That's a big decision. You're thinking about maybe transferring to university there?
It's a possibility, but I haven't really thought that far ahead. I just mainly want to get back home.
What do your parents think about it?
Leaving it up to me.
You know, I know you miss them and the rest of your family. And Big Mama's death has to hit you harder because you're here and not there. But make sure that as you weigh your options, you give the greatest weight to what would be best for Linda in the long run, okay?
I will, definitely.
All right then. And hey, don't feel bad for having doubts about college in California, girlfriend. It's a different planet in some respects.
Are you and your husband coming to the party tonight?
Girl, we are not ones to ever miss a party. We'll be here. What about you?
Nah, I don't think so. I don't really feel like being social. So I'll probably just hang out in my room or something.
Okay, now I'm ready.
You look exactly the same to me.
At least I've got a little color now.
Well, whatever. Let's hit it. Bye, Linda.
Bye.
Act 1, Scene 4. Linda makes herself a bowl of cereal at the breakfast table. Roger enters.
Hey, Linda.
Hi, Uncle Roger.
Where's your aunt?
She said she had some running around to do before the party.
Good. She's going to get my dry cleaning. You all packed? I made our reservations for early tomorrow morning.
Oh, I thought. Oh well. Anyway, thank you.
So how you doing, honey? Are you holding up as well as you seem to be?
For now, I am. It doesn't really seem real to me yet. I guess when I get down there and walk into her house and see she's not there anymore, it will help me.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. I remember when my uncle passed away, I kept calling his house and getting his answering machine for days after he died. Everybody forgot to change the message, and I suppose I figured that as long as I could hear his voice on the machine, the whole death thing was somehow a misunderstanding. I think it finally hit me when I called there one day and his wife had recorded a new message in her voice. Although, believe it or not, I still call there every blue moon just to see if his voice will be on the other end.
I can still remember the last time I talked to her. It was just last week. How can it be just last week? She was fine then, and now boom, she's gone. How can something like this happen so fast?
I don't know. That's how life is for us mortals. We can't see anything coming, so when anything does happen, it feels like we've been hit by a Mack truck.
I mean, I know she was old and everything, but she was in her 80s, but I really expected her to hang around for another decade or two. She was healthy and strong. She seemed to be anyway.
Well, we just can't ever foresee something like this happening, primarily because we're so into life that we just don't think about death that much. Not until we have to anyway. I'm sure your great-grandmother didn't spend a lot of time thinking about her own death.
Actually, She did. Big Mama talked about dying all the time. But this is just something she always did. As long as I can remember. I never took it seriously. I mean, I never would have come this far from home if she hadn't been well. I never would have left Mississippi.
Well, there's no way you could have known. And anyway, I'm sure your great-grandmother was tickled pink about you coming here to come.
I think she was.
Anything interesting in there?
There's a big article in here about that artist Auntie is giving the party for tonight. And they've got a little write-up previewing that party too.
Really? Laverne didn't mention they were doing that.
Well, here it is. Are you nervous about meeting our family?
Nervous? Not particularly. I wish it wasn't happening at a funeral, but I wouldn't say I was nervous. Should I be?
Yep.
No. Now, I know that Laverne doesn't get along with her family, but that's not so unusual. It's a rare occurrence that I meet someone I absolutely cannot get along with.
My family is a rare breed.
Linda, I am ready to meet my in-laws, believe me. Do you know that you are the only member of Laverne's family I've actually met? I've spoken with your grandmother and your dad on the phone, but that's the extent of my relationship with my in-laws after 5 years of marriage. Now, I've been wanting to meet your family for a long time, but every time it comes up, so does Laverne's Berlin Wall reaction. Like I'm married into the mob or something.
Well, that same Berlin Wall is in Mississippi too. I remember when Auntie left home. I was 7 or 8 at the time, but I remember everything being really tense. Nobody would even talk about her for years after she left. I don't know when that part changed, but eventually people started mentioning her name here and there. And then it seemed like our whole family history got divided into 2 parts. The days before CUD'N HELEN left and the days after CUD'N HELEN left. I never understood it or knew why her leaving was such a major event.
That's curious.
Yeah.
Did you know your aunt's biological father?
All I've ever known about him was from the stories different cousins and the other ones would tell. But I never laid eyes on him myself.
What kind of stories?
Oh, mainly about how he could have just passed for white and how he just came in Bogart and took grandma from grandpa.
Interesting. But your grandparents eventually got back together, right?
Yeah, and then grandpa adopted Auntie.
Well, Laverne never talks about her adopted dad. Oh, well, I guess I'll get some insight when I meet him tomorrow.
When you meet him? You don't know?
Know what?
My grandparents are separated. Grandpa Joe left grandma years ago. Nobody even know where he is.
What?
Yeah.
Well, Laverne never breathed a word of that to me. Why in the world would she keep it from that from me?
Don't feel bad that Auntie never told you. She just hates talking about down south. Please don't tell her I told you, okay?
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm gonna go run out for a minute myself. If your aunt gets back here before I do, tell her I'll be back shortly.
Okay. Hey, where's Daddy? I'm leaving tomorrow morning. Go get Daddy. Boy, stop playing with the phone and go get Daddy. I don't feel like messing with your butt right now. I'm not playing with you. Gone. Daddy? Hey. Y'all should keep that stupid boy from answering the phone. Yes, I'm okay. How are you? What y'all doing? I'm getting ready for Auntie's party. No, she's not here right now. She said she'd call you, though. It'll probably be tomorrow. Who is that in the background? What is all that racket? Oh, tell Cousin Myrl I say, hey. Nah, Daddy, don't put her on the phone. I don't feel, hey, Cousin Myrl. Yes, this is Cousin Linda. Cousin Linda. No, Cousin Linda. Yeah. Do what? Huh? Oh, really? You might be making a mistake, honey. Check again. No, I'm sure your kneecaps aren't on fire. Somebody would have done something about it, okay? Put Daddy back on. Myrl, put Dirty Burke on. Daddy, please don't put her on the phone again. She's hard enough to understand when you're looking at her. So anyway, Uncle Roger is coming with me and he'll probably just rent a car at the airport. So don't worry about coming to pick me up from the airport unless I call you. Yeah. No. I don't know. I don't know, Daddy. I have to get off of here. Uh-huh. Okay, then. Yeah, I'll tell her to call you. I don't know. Because I don't, and I'm not asking. No, Daddy. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow. Love you too. Bye.
Act 1, Scene 5. Linda leaves the stage, and we hear the sounds of a party.
Jewel, no, baby. Ain't true. But that was at our house. I'm not even trying to get busy on the floor of somebody else's kitchen with a party in the next room. That is too much, Julian. Even for me. Get on away from me now. I need to run in here and find myself a breath mint.
What are you doing hiding out in here?
My husband is a maniac. Don't you know that foul brother tried to entice me into doing the wild thing right here, right now, right in here in your kitchen with everybody else still in the house?
You two are nasty.
Not me, Julian.
Sure, Andrea. But just let me know if I need to throw out any of my cooking utensils.
Stop. By the way, girl, good party. I'm having a great time. And I think your artist friend is the bomb.
Thanks. Are you and Julian planning to bid on anything?
Oh, I mean, that depends. How much is the brother asking for that stuff? Are we starting in the hundreds, or are we going all out deranged and starting in the thousands?
There are a few that start in the hundreds, the high hundreds.
Well, it just depends. If I see something I can't do without, yeah, sure, I'll bid. Otherwise, he could keep that stuff. Those prices are high as giraffe meat, girl.
So this is where all the beautiful women are.
And you know that.
How's the party going?
Pretty good.
Oh, is the noise disturbing you?
Oh, it's fine. I just have the munchies. I thought I'd come get something to eat.
Help yourself. There's a whole extra tub of crab salad in the fridge.
Thanks, Auntie. By the way, Uncle Roger, what time does your plane leave in the morning?
6:10 or 15 or something like that. We need to get up no later than 3.
Okay.
Incidentally, that's in just a few hours, so you better usher these guests out of here pretty soon.
What is his problem?
Hold it together, girl.
Did you hear him? You'd better usher these guests out of here. He is working my nerves.
I know it.
And how do you, like, Miss Linda, asking him what time we're leaving? Like, I'm not even in the room?
Now, Laverne, you're overreacting. You're just mad because you still haven't told the man that you don't want to go. Why don't you just tell him? You always act like you're scared of your husband.
I'm just trying to keep the peace, Andrea.
Whose peace?
It's not that big of a deal.
If anybody else treated you in a way that you didn't like, you would be up in their face, telling them all about themselves. But with your own husband, a man who you know loves you and who just might be willing to change if he knew he was causing you problems, with this man, you just roll over and play dead. I just don't understand you sometimes, my friend.
Andrea, I want peace in my life, all right? You don't understand it because you didn't grow up amidst turmoil like I did, but I refuse to live my adult life in chaos. I'm just not able to do that now. And if that means keeping my mouth, that to me is a small price to pay to live a relatively calm life.
Man, that family of yours really did do a number on you. I cannot imagine what they must be like.
Why not see for yourself? Why not come with us tomorrow?
Come with us? Who? Tomorrow where?
To Mississippi.
For what?
Support.
Girl.
Please, Andrea, you know I don't ask you for big favors often.
No, but when you do, you really get stupid with it.
Please, I'll buy your ticket.
I assumed that when you asked.
So will you do it?
Girl, what I look like tagging along with your family to a funeral? Do you know how out of place I'd be?
My family's insane, Andrea. You fit right in.
I love you too.
You know what I mean.
And what do you propose I do with my baby while I trot off to Shangri-La? I'm for sure not carting her off down there. She's halfway normal still, and I'd like to keep her that way.
Julian can take care of Jasmine for a couple of days.
Honey, Julian might not be able to take care of Julian for a couple of days. I certainly don't want to leave a 2-year-old in his care.
Andrea, Julian and Jasmine will be fine. It's just through the weekend.
Girl, no. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to pass. Maybe if I had more notice.
Andrea, you don't understand. I don't think I can do this without you. I mean, I honestly don't think I'm going to survive this trip.
Come on, girl. Come on now stop with the waterworks. Hey, look, you're gonna drain out all of that color from your face, and you know how hard you work to put it there.
I'm sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me. Lately, I've been crying over everything from Hallmark commercials to the Adopt-A-Pet pictures in the paper.
Okay, fine. I'll go with you to Missouri, Mississippi, whatever.
You will?
Yeah. Let me go tell Julian, and then we're getting up out of here. I barely have enough time to get home and pack before that plane leaves. You are truly worrisome.
Thank you, best friend.
Yeah. You just make sure you call me in the morning before you leave coming to pick me up. And you are coming to pick me up.
Of course.
Fine. You really make me sick. Don't they have big bird-sized mosquitoes in Mississippi? Shoot.
You think things will be wrapping up out here soon?
Sure.
Good. We still have to pack. Where'd you put my dry cleaning?
Oh, your dry cleaning. Oh, Roger, I forgot all about it.
What?
Sorry.
But I thought Linda said you went out to get it this morning.
You must have misunderstood her. I told her I was going out. I didn't say where.
What in the world were you out doing if you weren't picking up my dry cleaning?
There are other things to do in the world besides pick up your shirts.
I could have gotten my own shirts if I had known you were going to forget them, Helen.
Do not call me that.
I'm sorry, but it just seemed that you forgot a lot of things when it comes to me, and I'm sick of it.
What are you talking about? Dang, Roger, it's just a few shirts. Why are you tripping?
Listen, we're both overacting. Let's calm down. Look, honey, you're not thrilled about this trip. I know that.
Well, you do?
I would have to be comatose not to have noticed.
Okay.
I don't want you to worry about it. I'll be right there with you, baby, right by your side.
You don't understand how I feel.
Maybe not, baby, but I'm trying. You have to admit that I don't have a whole lot to go on. The timing is not the best, but I am very much ready to meet my in-laws in person. I'm tired of always hearing about them, tired of just talking to them on the phone. I'm tired of this dysfunctional BS. Baby, I'm ready to create a little normalcy to my extended family.
You will never achieve normalcy in my family, Roger. Anyway, this trip is not supposed to be about you, right?
Well, I have just had it with the great cloak of secrecy when it comes to your family.
There hasn't been any cloak of secrecy. I have told you everything about those people that you need to know.
Oh, really? Then do you want to explain why you never told me your parents were separated? And that your father has been essentially missing for years?
What?
Yeah, I found out from Linda today, quite by accident. I felt like an idiot not knowing something that crucial about my own wife. That's why I've been pissed all evening. What's up with that? We are supposed to be married, Laverne. You remember? Married. We talk to each other. We share things. Nod your head when I hit a phrase you find familiar.
Roger, look, I'm sorry I didn't tell you my complicated and painful family stories, but there are things that I don't like to discuss, and I didn't realize I was obligated to.
Forget it. Well, you can take care of getting rid of your guests. I'm going to bed. I'll set the alarm for 3.
You might want to set it a little earlier. We have to swing by and pick up Andrea. She's decided to go with us tomorrow to the funeral.
What? Why?
I asked her to.
Why would you do something like that without talking to me first?
Without talking to you first? That's funny.
I'm not laughing.
Roger, what is your problem?
You know what? I really don't want to get into all this at this particular moment. We can finish this another time. I'm going to bed, and I suggest you break up your little party out there so you can get some sleep yourself.
On scene 7, Linda returns.
Are you feeling all right?
Actually, no.
You want me to get Uncle Roger?
Hell no.
Okay. So, is there anything I can get for you then?
Can you propel me through time to get me to Mississippi, through the funeral, and back here within the next couple minutes?
I'm glad you decided to go, Auntie.
Yeah, I decided, all right. I'll be glad when the whole ordeal is over and done with.
I know Big Mama is looking down from heaven, smiling at you. You know, everybody back home always says how tight you were with Big Mama.
Well, let me tell you, you cannot believe everything you hear from everybody back home. In fact, it's a safe bet to just discount everything they tell you across the board. You'll get closer to accurate information that way.
Oh.
Linda, have you decided what you're going to do?
About quitting school? Not yet.
I just have to tell you that I am terribly disappointed you're even considering this, Linda. If you move back to Mississippi, you'll be throwing your life away.
There's life in Mississippi, Auntie.
That's debatable.
Please.
No. Now, that has very little to do with the family and with the fact that if they get you down there, they'll influence you to do nothing. Just like them. Seriously now. This has everything to do with you, Linda. There is no reason for you to quit college. You're just getting started.
Mama.
But Big Mama is gone, Linda.
I know that. I just hate being way out here in Never Never Land where my family needs me, and I can always go to college later.
When? When the extended Ridgeway clan doesn't have any current crises? Baby, if you're waiting on that, you're going to wake up one day and find that you're a 70-year-old grandma living in a shotgun shed and swatting flies off yourself.
That won't happen.
I don't know why you think it wouldn't. It happened to everybody else who stayed there. Look at Mama. Look at your own mother, for that fact.
Listen, Auntie, I know that you hate our relatives, but I've asked you not to talk to them about me. I don't share your feelings. I don't particularly like hearing you diss them, especially not my parents.
No, Linda, that's not what I didn't mean to drag your mother into this. You're right. She married into it. It's not her bloodline that's the problem. She's not even the same category with those people, believe me.
You're doing it again.
Doing what?
You say those people like they're from another planet or somewhere. Well, I'm one of those people. And if you want to get technical about it, so are you. You act like you hate everybody down south, including Daddy, our cousins, everybody.
See?
You're doing it now. You act like you can't stand them.
I assure you, I don't hate anybody. Even if I do, it has nothing to do with you. I don't have a problem with you. I never have. And I don't have a problem with your daddy either.
You don't ever call him. Then when he calls here, you act like you're in a hurry and can't really talk to him.
Well, Linda, that's just how me and Jerry were raised. We weren't close. We didn't spend a lot of time together as kids. He's 12 whole years older than me. We've never had that much in common.
Okay, fine. But what about everybody else?
Everybody else, like who?
Well, Aunt Luby, Cousin Penny, to name two.
You know that old saying that you can choose your friends but not your family? Well, that's exactly right.
They're not all bad, Auntie.
Where did you grow up?
It's true. I mean, yeah, okay, sometimes the women in our family tend to run off at the mouth, and sometimes what they're running off at the mouth about is not something that needs to be said out loud.
It just shows how ignorant they are.
Yeah, okay, so they can be ignorant, but they can also be very strong. And I think everybody sometimes has to just pick and choose which characteristics of their family they're going to take on. I just ignore them when they're being silly, but I can appreciate their outspokenness, and I use it in myself a lot. It can come in handy.
You're just too young still to understand the damage they can do, honey.
No, I'm not. I've seen them run over people and hurt feelings and cut people down like they're chopping weeds in a garden. And I don't think it's right that they do that. But regardless of what I think, I'm not going to be able to change them. So I just have to ignore that part of it.
You shouldn't have to ignore it, Linda. They should stop doing it. People aren't little ants that you squeeze between two fingers. Those women are they're just, ugh!
They're not always like that. I mean, I know you and Cousin Penny and Aunt Luby don't really get along, but they're not always mean to people. Aunt Luby organized a big surprise going away party for me before I left for here. And Cousin Penny used to always tutor me in math and buy me little things whenever she went into town. They can be nasty, I know, but they're not always like that.
Oh, so I suppose you think it's me, huh?
No, I'm not saying that either. I'm just letting you know that maybe there's a chance that the relationship between all of you could improve. That's all, Auntie.
Well, you can be as hopeful as you want to, but there is no way I'm going to have any cozy little relationship with Cousin Penny because she's a stank hoochie bitch.
Okay.
Well, it's the truth.
I don't think it's a good idea for me to be talking to you about this.
Why not?
Because I feel like I'm being asked to pick a side, and I can't do that. I do not want to be in the middle of you guys. You don't like each other, whatever, but I'm just trying to get along with everybody, and that's how I want to keep it.
You know something? You're right. We shouldn't even be discussing this. And as far as choosing sides, you don't even have to worry. That choice will be made for you, just as soon as you grow up a little bit more and finally understand their true colors.
End of Act 1. Act 2. Let's come up. Set is changed to the funeral with Penny, Luby, Linda, and Myrl.
Penny, you get a good look at your cousin Helen's husband.
Mm-hmm. Look like a spot or something, don't he, Mama?
Just like any spot.
See, even your cousin Myrl, they have picked up on it, slow as she is. I do say that he was a shock for me. I thought for sure she would have married herself a white boy.
Why would you have thought that, Aunt Luby?
Because your cousin Helen ain't got no color. I would have expected her man to have no color too.
Well, Mama, cousin Helen's always been about perpetrating, so it doesn't surprise me that she went and got herself a black man. But she got a lot of nerve, especially getting a good-looking black man. She could at least gotten an ugly one, since she don't really care about nothing but his skin color anyway.
He sure is pretty. He better come on, go home with me. I'll let him be my boyfriend. So pretty.
Uncle Roger is not just good looking. He's really, really nice. He does everything for Auntie.
Ooh, handpeck, is he?
Oh, no, not at all. He just likes doing things for her.
But what does she do for him? Nothing, I bet. Cousin Helen has always been a taker. Every person in her life takes, and never gives a thing back.
She got that from her mama.
Take, never give back a thing. So if she got that from her mama, she ain't hardly giving it back.
We got enough food set out there.
Oh, well, I put out a little bit of everything except those greens certain Sister Bolton brought. I don't know how she thinks anybody would put anything she brought. Not with the way she keeps her house so nasty.
Well, let's not let it go to waste. Wrap it up in one of them Vickie jeans Tupperware bowls and let's send it back to her house. She don't have to know where it come from.
Aunt Luby.
Well, what she don't know won't hurt her. And anyhow, I'm sure they're probably safe to eat. And do something about that pot of chitlins. Ooh, who brought that stinking stuff up in here anyhow?
Mr. and Miss Edwards.
They sure is stinking.
How they figure bringing some mess like that up in a house of mourning? Chitlins ain't grieving food. Anyhow, folks don't eat just anybody's chitlins. I know if I don't clean them myself, I ain't touching them. And I don't know too many folks who don't feel just that same way. Well, wrap them up and let's send them back with Vickie Jean then.
All right.
And don't you say nothing to your grandma about it either, Linda.
Scene 2, Vickie Jean enters.
This is a mess. Y'all need any help back here?
No, Mama and I have everything under control.
I smell chitlins. Who bought those chitlins?
Sister Boutron's nasty cats.
I made them myself, ain't Vickie Jean?
Then I guess I'll have me some of them. I guess you clean your chitlins good enough.
Actually, you can have the whole pot.
You can feed some to your daughter and son-in-law.
Look like a spot or something, don't he? An ink spot, maybe.
Mama, now you know CUD'N HELEN and her husband don't hardly eat our simple country food. They're probably new age vegetarians into beans, grains, and protein shakes or something.
No, they don't. Uncle Roger can throw down in the kitchen. Can't you tell I put on some weight since I left here?
Oh, they probably doing all that cooking just for you. I'll bet before you got there, they ate those beans and whatnot like Penny said.
Well, I don't know what they like to eat, but anyway, they're leaving out this evening.
We are? I thought they were staying until tomorrow.
I guess they too busy to spend one more night with the family. And they didn't even have enough respect to even ask you what you want to do, Linda. Like you just ain't nobody.
Well, you know young folks. Anyway, they both have important jobs to get to. What with Helen being a big-time arts event planner and Roger being head of his whole personnel department.
How wonderful for them. Mama?
In fact, just the other day, right before they came down here, Helen threw this big-time reception and auction at their California home to introduce some new artist. There are always celebrities and basketball players and folks like that at their parties. And she told me the last time they had a shindig, this man who plays the daddy on the Steve Urkel show came, that stout fellow with the bald head.
Did I do that?
And one of them hoodlum rappers, Icicle or Mr. Freeze or some name like that. Well, anyway, he came. I never heard of him, but they say he's popular with young folks. You heard of him, Penny?
No.
Oh, well, I guess you wouldn't have. You're not really all that young. Anyway, they say he's real popular with the young folks. I'll bet you heard of him, Linda.
Yeah, I actually got to meet him at one of the parties. It was too cool.
See there?
See where? Didn't nobody dispute what you said, Vickie Jean. Good night.
What are you getting all excited about, Luby?
Ain't nobody excited. I'm just telling you that you act like we up here arguing with you about what that girl and her black husband do for a living. And for one thing, don't nobody care. And for another, didn't nobody say nothing to you to dispute it. So why are you hollering? See that?
It's just a figure of speech, sister. You do get excited. Has Helen or Roger passed through here?
She's not feeling so high. So she went back in the back bedroom to lie down.
Yes. And CUD'N Roger thought she was too frail to make it by herself. So of course he had to go and help her walk down the 15 feet to the bedroom.
Too frail? What was the matter with my porcelain doll baby?
It's just a headache. But you know CUD'N HELEN.
Well, you know she has always been delicate, even as a girl. She might be from the country, but she never had that country constitution like you do, Penny. Plus, she's not as stout as you. There you are. I was just asking after you, Helen.
Laverne.
Did you even get on the bed? My goodness, you stick to your man like glue, don't you?
Are you feeling better? Why don't you go back in there and rest yourself a little longer?
She just needs a couple aspirin.
I offered her some aspirin about 5 minutes ago.
Well, people sometimes change their minds, Penny.
Yeah, and their names too, apparently.
Well, your big mama looked really nice.
Oh, did. Was she in her new dress?
Yeah, one that I picked out and paid for myself.
I want to be buried in my slip.
Excuse me?
No telling how long I'll be in the ground before Jesus come to get me. Might as well be comfortable. You sure is pretty.
Thank you, Cousin Myrl.
Where is she going to stay now the big mama's gone?
Why? You want her?
Oh, your cousin Myrl is going to be just fine.
Mm-hmm. She ain't asked you whether Myrl was going to be fine or not. She asked you where she was going to stay. And I can tell you she's going to have to stay with me. Something else I inherited from Mama, since can't nobody else in this family take care of nothing.
I could stay with Kirby.
Kirby?
Kirby, my boyfriend. Listen, you want to take his place, Pretty Roger?
No, Cousin Myrl, I wouldn't want to break Kirby's heart.
Don't you pay that girl no attention. That Kirby fella she talking about is worse off shape than Myrl, if you know how I mean.
Well, the service was really lovely, Mama Ridgeway.
Yeah, thank the good Lord. Mama wanted it that way.
Well, Big Mama's funeral ought to have been nice. She'd only been planning it for 20 years.
Oh, yeah. Mama took a lot of pleasure in it. Seemed like she had gotten a set of pictures of caskets from the funeral home, and she used to pull out that folder and study over those pictures like she was browsing through the JCPenney spring catalog.
Sure enough, she often tried to drag me into that funeral home to look at this and look at that, but I told her I didn't intend to be doing any of my shopping at a mortuary. All I intend to do is buy insurance to cover the cost, but the details about where I go and in what shape I'm in is up to other people. After I'm dead and gone, I ain't getting involved in all those grisly fine points. It's morbid, not to mention depressing.
I like going down to the funeral home. Everything was always so clean and starched.
Big Mama wanted to spare the rest of us the burden of wading through all of that stuff after she was gone. Some people might say that she was being thoughtful, Mama.
I don't doubt some people might, but I'm not going to be so thoughtful. No, you and your brother are going to be picking out my plot, my headstone, my dress. And speaking of which, please don't put me in neither black, red, nor white. That's just too frightening to see a corpse laid out in all those colors, which is why I put Mama in yellow, even though she picked her lacy white outfit for the occasion.
You put her in that yellow? Sister, you didn't put Mama in nothing. I picked that dress out myself, and I paid for it myself, too, like I believe I said.
Yes, but I'm the one who told you what color to get.
I picked yellow because I like yellow. Didn't have nothing to do with what you know or what you said.
Excuse me, but you mean to tell me that you two did not abide by Big Mama's wishes?
Well, mostly except for that one thing. She would have looked too much like a ghost or like an angel or something. It's spooky looking at a body all laid out in white, especially black as Mama was.
Well, you did not have the right to change what she specified. It was her funeral, Mama. She should have been buried in whatever she asked to be buried in. My God.
You were not even here, CUD'N HELEN. So you don't have a right to say anything about anything.
Laverne didn't mean anything by that. We're sure you all made the right decisions. Right, baby?
Anyway, Helen, she picked that outfit out a couple of years ago. She probably had forgot all about it. Besides, she wasn't the one that had to march around and look at herself laying out like that. Honey, the survivors have to do what makes it easier on them, because the loved one that's gone is truly gone, and they don't have to be bothered with all the sorrow and all. That's my feeling anyhow.
Certainly, Mama Ridgeway. We're sure you did what you thought was best.
What she thought was best? I keep telling all y'all, I'm the one that picked out Mama's clothes and paid for them too. Vickie Jean ain't done a thing but type up the funeral program. But of course, I was always the one doing what needed to be done for Mama. I guess that's how come she left me the house instead of you, Vickie Jean.
I know that's right.
Tell you the truth, you people can't even follow a simple request like which damn dress the woman wanted to spend eternity in.
You that upset, Helen? Why don't you go dig her up and change her clothes?
Can I come watch?
You are so stupid. I'm fine, Roger.
Well, Roger, I bet you didn't know your little yellow wife could carry out like that. Shoot, that girl always acted like that. Everything was just a big scene for her. We don't pay her no attention.
Well, I'm going to see after my baby.
Guess what I did? Guess what I did? Guess what I did?
Hush up on now, Myrl.
Not till you guess. Not till you guess. You gotta guess. You gotta guess. You gotta guess. 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 Guess what I did. Guess what I did.
What you did, Myrl?
Went to the grocery store and got lemons for lemonade. Guess how much they cost?
How much?
Gotta guess.
All right. Let's see. 10 for $1.
Nope.
Uncle Roger, don't get caught up in a conversation with her. It can be a never-ending thing.
Nope, I say not 10 for $1. Guess again.
You can just ignore her. She'll stop after a while.
Nope, I say not 10 for $1. Guess again.
How much does stink were they, Cousin Myrl?
They cost $60 and they don't stink. They smell like Clorox.
Well, I better go check on Laverne.
It sure does take a squadron of folks to check on that one female.
Why are you picking on Uncle Roger like that?
Oh, please. He's a man, right? Surely he can take a little good-natured teasing.
It didn't sound all that good-natured to me.
That's because you've been out in California too long. You done forgot how we country folk tease. You going to make Miss Andrea think we don't get along down here the way you go on, Linda. Oh, we all get along just fine. Do me a favor and take this plate of food out to Mr. Thaddeus. Whew. I just now remembered I told that old man about 20 minutes ago I'd send out a plate. And he's senile as the day is long. Got that Alzheimer's. He's probably chewing on the paint chips by now.
Scene 3.
So, Andrea, how long have you and Cousin Myrl been friends?
Since college. We were roommates.
I'll bet she was always stealing boyfriends from you.
No, she wasn't. In fact, she rarely went out at all. I used to have to drag her.
I don't know about you, Penny, but I'm sick of Vickie Jean. Can you stand how she acting? Like that no-colored child of hers and her black man so much. And like that makes Vickie Jean so much.
Yeah, well, Vickie Jean is your sister, Mama. It's your problem.
Well, what about your cousin Helen? She's still just as stuck up and sedity as she was when y'all was growing up, acting like she's better than you just because she's nearly white.
Mama, we probably don't need to be having this conversation in front of our company.
Don't pay us no attention. This is just our family business. You understand. Anyway, if you ask me, somebody needs to put Miss Sedity in her place.
Her place is in California. I thought,
why do you hate her so?
Didn't nobody say anything about hating her?
I don't hate her. And as far as what she's done, well, it was no one thing. She has just always been mean and hateful to me. Always. She acts like she's everything and I'm nothing.
And she says the same thing about you.
Andrea, you seem like a nice lady. You don't seem like the type to be friends with Helen.
What type do I seem like?
You seem like my Penny's type.
Why?
Because you both down to earth. You don't try to hide yourself up like you better than everybody.
Well, obviously I can't speak to your relationship with Laverne, but she's my best friend.
Just watch your back. If you got a man, and you like him pretty good, you do well to keep him out of Helen's grabbing distance, because she just like her mama when it comes down to it.
Penny, why does your mother assume that lighter sisters are trying to take everybody else's men? Or that they even could if they wanted to?
It's happened too many times.
Well, I don't know about you, but I've had more boyfriends than I can count. When I married my husband, I took him from a light-skinned woman with green eyes and hair that was nearly blonde.
Really? How did you manage that?
Well, and I don't mean to state the obvious, but I'm gorgeous. I've got my act together. I cook like nobody's business. I'm the smartest woman I know, and my husband is mighty lucky to have me.
Well, go ahead then, Miss Lady.
That's right. Now for you, how would you describe yourself, Penny?
What?
How would you describe yourself? Like, do you think you're attractive?
I look just fine.
Yes, you do. And you don't have to compete with anybody, Penny, including your cousin.
I don't. I just don't like her. And I'm not going to, regardless of what Helen praises you sing to me.
Hey, I didn't expect you would. That's why I didn't go into... Hey, I didn't expect you would. That's why I didn't go into family counseling, I guess.
What do you do for a living, Andrea?
I am a high school principal.
For real? Mm-hmm. You don't seem like the type.
You and your types. What do you do?
What do you think I do?
I don't have any idea.
Well, I went to college too, you know. I'm not some maid or fast food worker or nothing like that.
Okay, so you went to college. I still have no idea what you do.
I teach 5th grade math.
Yeah? Fellow educator. No wonder why I liked you right away.
You did?
Nah, I was just trying to be nice.
Why you fix me a plate, CUD'N HELEN?
Well, CUD'N HELEN, what do you say we catch up? We haven't had a minute alone since you hit town.
What do you want, Penny?
Just a chat. I understand that you and yours are getting up out of Dodge, eh?
Yep.
Get tired of slumming? So, tell me, what's it like there in the land of the beautiful people?
Land of nothing but beautiful people? Sounds nice.
Oh, it's just a place to be, Penny. And I really do insist you call me Laverne.
So how did you and Mr. Old California meet? Was it love at first sight?
We met, got to know each other, became friends, and grew into loving each other. Nothing you'd make into a movie, but nice nevertheless.
Mm-hmm. And who approached who? Or is it whom?
Well, now, Penny, I'm afraid I don't make it a habit to keep up with the insignificant details like that. Suffice it to say, we wound up together and are now happily married, just like you and Lloyd.
I'll bet he approached you. I know how brothers act when they see a spot that light, almost white skin.
You're sure enough almost white.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, no. Ain't no need to be ashamed. All black men are that way, especially those real dark ones or the ones with a little educational position. They like that cream in their coffee. And those who either can't get a white woman or just can't deal with the pressure of having one will get themselves the next best thing, a so-called sister that just looks white. You know how brothers do that.
My husband loves me, and it doesn't have anything to do with my skin tone.
How you know? You ever ask him?
I don't have to. That would be an ignorant reason to marry somebody, Penny, and my husband is not ignorant. If marriages were based on skin tone, you'd have never trapped Lloyd, would you?
No need to get personal. I just call it like I see it. A spade is a spade after it's all said and done. You know it's true.
Bull.
It's okay, CUD'N HELEN. You got him. What difference does it make now? Or how? Anyway, you did the same thing to him. Why else would you go and get yourself the blackest something you could find? All I say is I hope that Mr. Mahogany don't get that Michael Jackson disease and start lightening up, because if he does, I imagine he's going to find himself single again, and with the quickness.
You need to grow up, Penny. All of this is utterly stupid. Did you know that?
Hey, baby, we're finally doing what I told you and getting a bite to eat, huh?
Oh, well now, here's that valiant husband of yours, protector of the weak, defender of the fair. I figured he wouldn't be too far behind you. He keeps you on a pretty short leash, doesn't he?
I never saw a cousin on a leash before. Not even Omar. And he a real dog. He bark and everything.
My husband just likes to be around me, Penny. Where's Lloyd? I haven't seen your husband all afternoon. Is he even here, Penny?
He doesn't have to babysit me. But poor little Helen, she's got to hide behind her big black buck.
Whoa, ladies. I don't really know the problem here, but I think you two might be able to let it go. We're mourning the passing of someone who is important to you both, and that's really enough to deal with without dragging any old grudges in, all right?
Who are you supposed to be? I'm not your wife, and you might get off telling her what to do, but you can't tell me what to say and what I can and can't drag in. You don't even belong here.
Listen, I'm not trying to meddle. I'm just trying to help.
And who asked for your help, Mr. Black Stallion? I don't need it. And if your wife is so pitiful that she can't even have a conversation with her own cousin, well then, you must got your hands full.
Shut up, Penny! This is between you and me, and you leave him out of this.
Uh-oh.
You tell him to stay out of it. It's not his business anyway.
I'm really sick of this. I am sick of you. And if you want to have it out, fine. You know, you are even more stupid and country than you were the last time I saw your black self, and that's saying a lot.
Laverne, that's beneath you.
You think so? You would be surprised, Cousin Roger, how low your perfect little wife can get.
Penny, I am telling you, you leave him out of this. I'm serious. I'd let you talk to me any kind of way when I was a child, but I'm grown now. I'll kick your natural country Shaka Zulu ass if I have to.
Whoa!
Laverne, that's enough.
Bring it on.
Penny, I have never been involved in a physical fight in my entire life, but I think I can make an exception just for you.
Laverne, I said that's enough. Just let it go, baby. Don't let her drag you into her nonsense.
I swear if you tell me what to do one more time, I am going to scream.
Girl, what is going on in here?
Well, she say, who you supposed to be? I'm not your wife. You can't tell me what to say. And then she say, shut up, Penny. This between you and me. You leave him out. And then she told off Cousin Roger real good too. And she said some more stuff, but they was bad words.
As usual, Cousin Helen is overreacting. All I wanted to do was chat with her for a minute before she leaves. And here she is getting all upset and saying she's going to jump on me, acting like I threatened her life or something. It's nonsense and hysteria, just like back in the day.
You have been riding me since I got here.
Oh, please. You and I ain't said two words to each other, and I haven't been any meaner to you than you've been to me. Oh, but it's never your fault, right, Cousin Helen? Always the victim, right?
And I see you're still jealous, Penny. You probably sent Lloyd home. What, are you afraid if he sees me, he'll want me and not your black, ugly self like before?
Lloyd loves me. He married me.
I'm happy for you. I didn't want him, and he finally got the message and took what he could get.
Well, you know what? At least I'm not suffering from jungle fever. At least I know my man married me because of who I am and not because I'm high yellow. Oh, for that matter, black blue.
And Penny, you have no right to say things like that to him.
Are you trying to take sides? I know you're not siding with Cousin Helen over me.
I'm trying not to side with anybody. I think both of you are out of line.
Linda, you don't speak to your elders that way.
Mama.
Linda, you hush up now.
Laverne, do you want to explain what just happened here?
Roger, baby, Helen just is not herself.
Her name is Laverne, damn it.
Ooh, who named the child, damn it? And I thought Myrl was bad.
So Mr. Peacemaker trying to have a little bit of a temper, is he? Wait until Mama hears this.
Would all of you please excuse us? Cousin Myrl, if you don't mind.
I don't mind, Pretty Roger. Y'all go ahead.
Myrl out.
Scene 5.
Shouldn't have kicked Cousin Myrl out. Nobody ever kicks her out of the room.
Laverne, what's up? What's going on with you?
Anyway, Myrl lives in this house, you know. You can't order somebody around in their own house.
Baby, I have never even glimpsed this side of you. How could you talk to me like you just did?
Out of everything that just transpired in this room, you were telling me the only thing on your mind is the way I talk to you? Boy.
Are you going to tell me what's going on? You're entirely different around your family. Are you mistreating me on purpose? Or are the negative vibes messing with you and making you act out?
You're the psychology major.
We didn't have any classes in this, believe me.
You know what's bothering you, Roger? I have a backbone. You hadn't planned on that, had you?
Excuse me?
You heard me. Dang, Roger. Don't you get tired of doing the thinking and speaking for both of us? Doesn't one of us seem just a bit unnecessary to you? Here's a hint, the one wearing the dress.
I don't know what you're saying, baby.
I'm saying that I'm a person. I have my own mind, and I have a voice.
I know you have a voice.
You sure? When is the last time you heard it?
What have I done?
You didn't even ask if I wanted to come here, Roger. You never talked to me. You talked to Linda. You talked to my mother. You talked to my brother. You talked to your manager to get the time off. You talked to the airline and the car rental people. And then you let me know the plans that you and all these third parties had made for my life.
So you didn't want to come?
No, I did not. But that's between me and my family. The issue between me and you is that you have been increasingly assuming responsibility for expressing what we want. And I'm really sick of it.
Why didn't you just say something then? I thought I was doing you a favor.
It's only a favor if it's something I want, Roger. And you always assume you know what that is.
Well, if I've done that, it's been unintentional.
So? That doesn't make it better. You take a lot for granted.
Like?
Like the same fair skin and wavy hair that attracted you can attract somebody else.
Is that a threat?
No, it was a test, Roger. You didn't do so well.
Oh, Cousin Myrl.
Did you hear the big fight?
What big fight?
Cousin Helen screamed at Cousin Roger, told him to stop telling her what to do. Everybody heard.
Uh-oh. Well, I can't say I didn't see it coming. Let's just hope they can work it out.
I don't like Pretty Roger no more. He made me leave the room.
He just needed private time with your cousin. You know, married couples need that sometimes.
Usually people just forget I'm here a lot. Never been asked to leave before. You want a plate?
Sure, thank you. Okay, I guess I can make it myself. So, Myrl, what do? Do you have like a job where you like go every day and work?
I sure do. I work every day, rain or shine, snow or sleep.
Oh, glory, the woman's a postal worker.
Nope, I pack up boxes in the warehouse.
Oh.
I do. I pick the paper off the stack and they tell me what to do, what to get, and where in the warehouse to go get it. And I go get it and stick it in a box with peanuts. They ain't really peanuts. They just called that. But I can't say why. They don't look like peanuts I ever seen, and they taste kind of terrible.
Well, how long have you been working at the warehouse?
Ooh, long time. Long time.
Do you like your job?
I sure do. I don't hardly ever make any mistake either. And I never, ever miss a day. They give me a trophy for that. And I hardly ever talk out of my head when I'm there.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I'm just studying real close that order I'm looking at to make sure I get everything in the box the paper say supposed to go in there. My brain don't have time to figure out nothing to say.
That makes sense. Hey, girlfriend.
You awfully dark. Pretty, though.
Color is a rather big deal in your family, isn't it?
Cousin Helen ain't got no color.
What makes you say that?
Do you think Auntie and Uncle Roger will make up?
Hang on, Linda. Go ahead, Myrl. Why do you say that she has no color?
That's what we say.
Do you know what it means?
Nope. We say a lot of stuff. CUD'N HELEN ain't got no color. CUD'N Myrl, she slow. CUD'N Penny, she black as night. We just say stuff. I don't know what all of it means, but we say it.
You know that hurts your cousin's feelings when you say that.
Oh. Well, I won't say it no more then.
Seems to be talking pretty good right now.
Why are you guys always talking around her like she's not even here?
I don't know. I don't mean to do it. It's just that she's usually babbling.
Anybody sounds like they're babbling if you're not paying attention. Are you happy here, Cousin Myrl? Is there any place you'd like to be instead of here?
I want me a husband.
You do?
I sure do. I've been wanting me one for a while now, and I almost had one, but they wouldn't let me marry him. He kind of slow too. His name Kirby. He bags at the grocery store. He preach a little bit too. He younger than me, but real nice. And he smile at me when I'm in the store. He said he wanted to get married, but when I told everybody, they said I wasn't to pay him no attention.
Do you and Kirby still see each other?
Yep, he's still at the store.
Well, it may not be my place to say it, but I think you should be able to marry him if you love him. There's no reason why you shouldn't, if you think it would make you happy.
I sure would like to. Kirby stay by himself in his own little room at Miss Vining's boarding house. He ain't much to look at, but that's okay, because I ain't no bargain in that department myself. And he said I could move right in there, right in his little room at Miss Vining's if we married.
Wow. CUD'N Myrl with a husband. What a strange thought.
Why? Myrl, you've got just as much sense as any other woman who's ever married a man. Trust me.
If we was to get hitched, well, then we could fool around and everything in a real bed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, instead of in the back of the grocery store where we do it now. On the loading dock.
You know, in that respect, your Kirby doesn't sound that different from my Julian. Because girlfriend, my husband has wanted to do it in stranger places than a loading dock. You hear me?
You sure is dark and pretty, Cousin Andrea.
Thank you, Cousin Myrl.
Myrl, I need you to come up and help me for a minute.
It's been very nice talking to you, friend.
It's been very nice talking to you, friend, too.
Funny, but when you talk to CUD'N Myrl one-on-one, she's not so confusing.
That, and you must admit this family seems to have a negative effect on her.
Not the only one.
How's it going? You and Roger? He is going back to California with us, yes?
Oh yeah, he's going, but we have resolved nothing.
My goodness.
Hey, it'll either work out or it won't. All I know is Brother Man and I have to majorly change the way we communicate, or somebody's going to be looking for a new place to live. End of story. Speaking of a new place to live, what about it? We're pulling out of here in just a few minutes, so what's it going to be? You staying or going?
Let me get my stuff together. Tell Mom and Daddy goodbye. I'll meet you in the car.
Thank God for that one soul saved.
A little child shall lead them. Yeah. Who knows? This family may change yet.
Scene 7. The lights come up as Vickie Jean enters the stage.
Stupid, stupid, stupid.
Better shut up talking to me.
Luby, my child hasn't been down home in many years. She's here for just a few precious minutes, and you and that ignorant daughter of yours can't even behave for that little bit of time.
You've been prancing around here like the queen bee since your daughter and that man come to town. They come in here with their airs and you try to pick them up too. Like you ain't lived in these sticks with the rest of us all your life. Everybody noticing it and everybody's sick of it.
I have not done one thing but try to make my daughter and my son-in-law feel welcome, since nobody else in this family bothers me.
You've been acting like the queen bee, which ain't new. You think you're better than everybody? Like you deserve special favor and extra attention? Well, sister, beauty is skin deep. I know that's right.
If I ain't got too old for this now, Luby.
Oh, and anyhow, whether you know it or not, that girl of yours is even prettier than you. See?
I know my child is pretty. She always has been pretty from the time she was a little bitty baby, and I put her in that beautiful baby contest, which she did win, by the way. Everybody thinks she's pretty, Luby.
So she pretty, she pretty. At least now you ain't the be all and end all in this family. You done raised up somebody who's taken over your crown. To that, queen bee.
Luby, you ain't making no sense, not even your own peculiar kind of sense, and I'm losing patience. Now, whatever this is, you gotta admit it don't have nothing to do with my porcelain doll, baby.
I ain't got to do nothing but stay black and die. You really makes me sick.
Since she been in diapers, you've been training your little Penny on how to turn up her nose at my Helen. And I declare that that girl, all of your children followed right up behind you, treating my child bad.
I never did no such thing.
You did too, and it don't make no sense. Whatever you got against me shouldn't affect how you treat your niece. I can handle what you throw at me, but I'm sick and tired of seeing Helen caught up in the middle of a war she ain't declared. It ain't her fault that she looks better than your daughter.
Ain't nothing wrong with my daughter.
Did I say something was wrong with her? Penny looks fine, especially for around here, where all you got are these thick-boned, nappy-headed, big-footed girls. Penny right up at the top of that heap. I've always said that.
And I ain't never said much bad about your child either. Your problem is that not everybody sniff up behind Helen's tail like you do and like Mama did. But we just happen to know that she ain't no better than the rest of us, regardless of what you think and she think.
You got to be kidding, Luby. Mama treated all her grandchildren the same. She didn't pick no favors from amongst them. You know that. Lord have mercy. Your mama just made it in the ground this day, and here you are standing in her house speaking ill of her.
The truth ain't ill, sister. The truth ain't ill. Mama always spent more time with Helen than she did with Penny or Dot or David, all three of them, or even with your own son for that matter. You don't believe me? Just ask Jerry. Of course, you can't be expected to notice nothing like that because it probably seemed normal to you since Mama always showed favoritism with you too.
Luby, you are talking all around the true issue. I know this is about Stephen McLean, although I can't believe you're still on that tear. Not with you already 60 and me sneaking up on it.
Well, you look every bit of 60, little sister. Don't think you don't. You look older than I do. And I haven't said nothing about Stephen McLean. You the one that brought him up.
Only because I know this is about Stephen. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Why do I have to hear about this man at least once a year? Luby, you still mad about that?
Mad about what? Mad at you for snatching up every man you see?
Luby, you know, and I know, I didn't snatch up nobody. Stephen and I met each other and cared for each other, and that didn't have nothing to do with you. Lord have mercy. After all this time and all the lessons that life will teach a 60-year-old grandma, you still can't get past that one?
You was already married, Vickie Jean. You had a nice husband. How come that wasn't enough for you? Why you got to take everything?
It didn't have nothing to do with you, and it wasn't your business.
Well, you don't always get the last laugh, do you? Where your husband now, Vickie Jean? Left your cheating behind, didn't he? My husband's still around. Yours is you left your cheating behind, didn't he? My husband's still around. Yours is you don't even know where. Ha!
Luby, I don't know why you striking out, honey, because me and Joe splitting up was both our idea. And I'm just as happy as can be. And it's not like I couldn't get another man if I wanted one. Honey, I've always been able to get a man, Luby. You know that. So obviously, if I'm by myself, it's because that's the way I want to be.
If you say so.
Anyhow, we ain't talking about my husband, Joe. We're talking about Stephen McLean and the fact that I had him when you wanted him. Well, sister, I can only apologize yet again. You know that whole situation was a mess. It was just a big mess. And not any of it had a thing to do with you, leastways, not till you announced it at Helen's birthing table that you wanted Stephen for yourself. That was the first time I knew it. And Stephen sure didn't know. And you know that. You've known it for years. So how are you still blaming us for falling in love with one another?
You say you didn't know, but how you didn't know? Everybody said me and Stephen was the obvious couple. Even Mama tried to fix us up till she found out you'd let him knock you up.
Luby, you act like you was some little wallflower. You had boyfriends. And sister, you married a good enough husband your own self.
So?
What?
So anybody can get a husband, Vickie Jean?
Not anybody, honey. Ask all those old maids out there in the living room.
My husband wasn't the man I wanted. You know it, Vickie Jean.
I didn't make you marry him. You didn't have to marry him if you felt like that. It wasn't my fault.
It was your fault. You had the man I wanted.
I don't know why you wanted Stephen so bad.
All the girls did. Every last one of us flipped over Stephen McLean the minute he hit town. He was so smooth and pretty with that good hair and those light-colored cat eyes.
Honey, your husband don't look so bad. Not so long as he shut his mouth and keep those teeth covered.
My husband, ordinary. Stephen was half white and had that pretty beige skin and that curly hair.
Oh, you crazy lady. A man is just a man is just a man. They're all about the same. They all got the same parts and the same good and the same evil. Package wrappings differ from one to the other, but they all just walk around with two legs. And if they got lucky, they piss standing up. And if they can't, we have been through this many times. Luby, why are you so color struck?
You the one color struck. Had to go and have yourself a half white lover and have a little child with no color. Why you think you automatically got to get the best man?
You call Stephen McLean the best? He didn't hold a job the whole time he stayed in town. And he had more girlfriends than he had good sense. You really wanted that mess over the nice fellow you married?
You wanted him.
Honey, then none of us know better then. That was 30 years ago, Luby. You still don't know no better.
What I know is that I could have had the man I wanted if you had kept your hot self out the way.
Sister, Stephen didn't want you, regardless of me. He didn't want you. He told me that himself.
Shut up. You just shut up. For once. Just for this once. I'm getting the last word. I deserve to get at least that little bit. You done took everything else.
He didn't want you. He sure didn't. He wanted me, not you, Luby.
Scene 8.
Y'all ain't leaving already. I sure hate to see y'all go. You sure you can't stay another day or two?
You know, Mama, when I was little, I hung out with Big Mama because no one else did. Because I was alone there. No people, no teasing. She slept in her chair, and I was by myself. Nobody bothered me, nobody hurt me. If I could have sat there in front of that TV forever, I would have. I've got to go, Mom. I love you. I'll call you when we make it back to the West Coast.
Okay. Bye, my porcelain baby doll. Bye-bye, Helen.
My name is... Bye, Mama. I'm going to miss Big Mama. This house, her house, was the only home I ever felt welcome in.
I certainly understand you not feeling welcome around these kinfolk, especially Luby. She treats you mighty bad, and for the life of me, I can't say why.
We kiss each other. End of play.
I think it's the one message that I think is universal to like everybody's family. We love them and they're crazy. There's also this element, I think, of having history that no one knows about 20, 30, 40 years later. You find out something like, oh, really? You know, stuff that you can just find out about only at a funeral.
And I think communication is a big dysfunction. It was interesting to read and see how just like lack of communication can allow us as family members and as human beings to hold on to so many grudges. So it just reminded me of how important communication really is within our families and our relationships and friendships.
It's absolutely important. And from the beginning of this pandemic and everything that's been happening with the police and, you know, killing Black folks and everything, I feel like this is something that had to happen. Our voices are up front in almost everything that we're doing now. Everybody's on the same playing field. Everyone is Zooming. Everyone is StreamYarding and all of that. So we're all able to show our works and to get it out there to people who we wouldn't have been able to before, you know.
The Actors Fund paid one of my friends' rent, and that is so important and helpful right now, especially in the midst of this pandemic and in the midst of us all being unemployed. So I think that that is some extremely important work to be able to put money in the hands of actors and people in the business who really, really need it, especially right now.
I used the Actors Fund years ago. They helped with my utilities. I was almost, you know, my lights were getting ready to be turned off. So they do so much for so many people. It's amazing. That's why anytime they ask me to do something for the Actors Fund, I'm like, yep, okay, yep.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to donate to the Actors Fund. The information is below. And stay tuned tomorrow, same time, same place, here at the New Works Virtual Festival. Have a great night.